The man whose dream it was to start this organization, ARCHway, the man who's been through quite a bit, came out the other side, and is now the chairman of the board of the ARCHway Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Dan Stuckey. And John, I think you should come and take a picture of him as he's speaking, right? Show him how annoying that is.
John, just bring the check. Okay, is there a flicker? There you go. No flicker. So, I want to talk with this group about a couple things. One is how a few people can make a huge difference. 3 years ago, I mean, you look around the room, the question is, are you discouraged or are you encouraged? 1 out of 3 families are dealing with this. 9 out of 10 people that want help are turned away in the U.S. 9 out of 10 people who want help from an addiction disease in the U.S. are told no. Is that acceptable? Who thinks that's acceptable in the greatest country in the world? 9 out of 10 people are turned away. It's unacceptable. Now, encouraged or discouraged about the group? I'm a glass half full person. 3 years ago, a group this size, maybe some short-termers would come. 3 years ago, ARCHway started based on John's vision, and let's talk about the story. 5 years of taking. 5 years of taking with his addiction. He met the Menzies. We met the Menzies after 5 years. He got on the Vivitrol shot. He had a year, a week of clarity and had a vision of helping others. Creating a business, taking the profits and helping the people on the streets of St. Louis who wanted help. Those 9 out of 10 people who are crying for help on the streets of St. Louis, and he wanted to give them money to get help. Now, the funny story, he says, Dad, if it weren't for you, I'd be dead. If it weren't for your money, I'd be dead. It's unacceptable. 9 out of 10 people don't have the same resource John had. I love John. Jan loves John, but that's unacceptable. This group, 9 years ago, or 3 years ago, when John's dream started, the first year we raised $15,000. Year 2, we raised $90,000, and we're in 3 states. This year, our goal, and we are on target to raise $150,000, and we're going to be in 7 states. Look at this group, don't be discouraged. This is what started it. We are meeting families all over the country that have lived the nightmare, both sides of the nightmare. Our story is, we lived the nightmare, John's alive, and is a great addition to the human race and community and helping. We have met other families who have lost loved ones, and the only difference, I hate to say it, is luck or money. It's unacceptable. So, where are we today? We believe in recovery from the addiction, the disease of addiction. We are in partnering with lots of other small groups. Most of the time we're partnering with groups that have lost a loved one. But that's not all. We're partnering with people that are living and successful in their recovery. And you can see that. And you can see those organizations we're already working with. If you can go to the next slide, whoever's looking. You have donated lots of money to lots of different organizations in seven states. Now, here's the debate we have. We have the debate at ARCHway all the time. Which is bigger? We have two goals. Raise money and help somebody who wants to get in recovery but is that 9 out of 10 people that are turned away. Or is it to change and try and change the stigma associated with the addiction disease? It's a tough call. In the end, though, the money's important. Changing the stigma is even more important. It is, if we're going to make a landslide change in our country, that it's unacceptable that 9 out of 10 are being turned away for two reasons: lack of beds. How come we don't have the health centers to help people? Or lack of money. So the second one is, with that drives me insane, is we have friends that say, really? You're having a golf outing? How come my $300 check is going to make a difference? It really? And I say, one person's life, $300, one person's life could make a difference. And they say, how can that be? You have three groups. John talks about it to me all the time. If you have insurance and you have money, you're in. If you have insurance and you burnt every bridge and you can't pay your deductible, you're out. $200 is the difference between getting a bed or not a bed. If you have no insurance and no money, I don't know. The folks that know the business better than me, but it's unacceptable. So, we are making huge headway. That's all I can tell you. We're making huge headway. You might get discouraged. I'm so encouraged. You hear the discussions in the political arena. You hear people talking about it, but the thing people don't talk about, and I think the big stigma is that people are successfully in recovery, and they are in huge places making huge contributions to our society. And we don't acknowledge those folks enough. We heard a number of them tonight. And it's not a choice, it is a disease, and all we really have to do is put the support system around them. We've got to quit incarcerating our way through this. 80%. I'm talking to the sheriff and the police chief in Florida, and he says, you know what our biggest mental institution in the state of Florida is? State penitentiary. It's unacceptable. He says we have got to quit incarcerating and we have to start providing treatment. And you know what? It's time for us as citizens of the U.S. to stand up and say it's unacceptable that the overprescription of Oxycontin, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that there's not enough treatment centers for 1 out of 10 people with addiction disease. It's unacceptable that 9 out of 10 people that want help are turned away in this country. It's unacceptable that in the U.S. we represent 5% of the world population and use 80% of the prescription drugs. It's unacceptable. And you know who's going to make a difference? everybody in this room. And if you don't think one person can make a difference, I have one last story. And it's it's the town Jan and I live in Punta Gorda, in Charlotte County, Florida. One lady down there lost her son to heroin. She went to the police chief and said, unacceptable. I couldn't get treatment. I'm one of the 9 out of 10 that nobody wanted to help. The county agreed that if, in that county, based on her pressuring them, that if you go to the sheriff and turn in your drugs and turn yourself in and ask for help, you will not be arrested, and the city, the county, will pay for you to be in a recovery center, in a medically assisted recovery center. Awesome. The county did not know how to pay for it. What happens next? ARCHway is coming in. We're running a golf outing and a silent auction and lunch. All the money we're raising is going to pay for those people that turn themselves in and ask for help. Folks, that's why you're here. We need your help. $1 does make a difference. We don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. We need hundreds of dollars. And you can save a life, and you should be feeling damn good about saving somebody's life. Thank you.